Hey people, what's happening? A buddy of mine did a video, 10 things about me. I figured I'd do a similar video, but instead of just doing 10 things about me, since I've been improving so many things with myself lately, I figured I'd do 10 things about me that I've improved. Alright, start off. Number one, TV. A little over a decade ago, back probably 2006 or so, I got rid of my cable and I stopped watching television. Commercial television, that is. I still watch shows, but I don't watch TV. I don't sit there and just watch things. I don't find myself realizing I'm watching a show I don't like or staring at a commercial and not even realizing my show's on, spending hours and hours a day in front of the TV. I still watch some shows. I watch Walking Dead, I watch Better Call Saul, and iZombie, South Park, Simpsons. I still watch a lot of stuff, but I watch it on my terms when I want to and without ads. Generally, if it's got a linear storyline, I don't even watch it, week to week. I wait until the whole season's over and watch it all in one streak. And it's a whole lot better that way. I don't find myself staring at ads or watching shows I don't like or spending a fortune on cable. It's pretty sweet. Alright, moving along. Number two, booze. I don't drink anymore. I used to drink a ton. I don't remember if I quit drinking before or after I got rid of the cable. I'm pretty sure it was probably before. It's probably one of the things that's led to me being able to improve all the other things in my life. It really improved my quality of life. I didn't set out to do it. One day I just realized I'm not really drinking much anymore. I don't think I was ever really addicted to the booze. It was just something to do and hanging out with friends, and there was always booze there, and we'd be playing drinking games, and you know, not just your typical drinking games like your asshole or beer pong. Oh, you finished a glass of beer. We played hardcore drinking games like Circle of Death or Mario Kart for shots. If you got first place, you did one shot. Second place, two shots. Third place, three shots. It was ridiculous. I'm glad that I don't drink like that anymore. I feel a lot better and don't spend a fortune on booze. I don't spend all night out hanging out with people and, wasting my time, anymore. Alright, moving along. Number three, smoking. I quit smoking cigarettes probably about 3 years ago. I didn't do that one cold turkey like most of the things that I've improved with myself. I actually got a vaporizer. Not those crappy cigarette lookalikes you can buy at the gas station. Those things are pretty much, I don't want to say they're worthless. If you don't have a cigarette, you can maybe use it to limp you along through a night or something. But if you're going to try to quit smoking, get a real vaporizer. The box style with the big RDA on it or the tank. And you want something that's going to be temperature controlled so you can dial that head in so that it's strong enough that it feels like a cigarette, but not so strong that it's making you cough. Find some flavors that you like. It's going to cost you a little bit of money, but for what cigarettes cost, you can't afford not to do it. I quit the vaporizer after about a year. I didn't really intend on it at first, but after using it and getting myself down to zero nicotine, I got sick once and I didn't use it while I was sick, which was different than cigarettes. And I remember taking note of that. It's like, man, back when I had a cigarettes, I wouldn't have gone a day without it. I would choke it down and force myself to smoke it. And with the vaporizer, I didn't need to. And after I was done being sick, I was like, well, shit. If I didn't need it yesterday, why the hell do I need it today? Maybe if I hadn't brutalized my lungs for so many years, I'd have kept with it because I did enjoy it. The flavors were nice. It's almost meditative, taking in them big deep hits and blowing out clouds the size of Volkswagens. But like I said, I pounded my lungs. I think I started smoking when I was about 7, probably up to a pack a day by the time I was 12, or maybe not quite that early, but certainly by 16. Shit, by then it was probably more than a pack a day. And I smoked until I was probably 36 or something like that. So I decided, screw it. Even though I enjoy the vaping, I don't need it, and my lungs are already fucking in a bad spot. If I quit now, I'm probably all right. Anyways, enough with that one. Moving along. Number 4, diet. That one, that occurred not because I wanted to diet necessarily at first. I was at work and I was talking to someone about skydiving, and he knew a place where you could do it, and he looked it up, and we were going to go, and then he told me, he's like, oh, I can't go. And I was like, what do you mean? He said, there's a weight limit on it. I'm 30 pounds heavier than, the maximum weight limit. And I looked at him and I was like, well, dude, lose 30 pounds. He's like, you lose 30 pounds. Back of my head, I don't know, maybe I should. And later in the day, I was walking by a scale, and I stood on the scale. I thought I weighed 180 pounds. It said 198. And I thought, you know what? I am going to lose some weight. So I got MyFitnessPal on my phone. It's made by Under Armour. It's a calorie counting thing. Helps you keep track of what you're eating. I was eating junk, but, I stopped eating so much once I kept track of it. Man, I really am eating a lot. So I started cutting it down, and I lost a lot of weight. And at first, I was still just eating regular crap, the hot dogs and Chef Boyardee and, all the junk food and whatever. I just started eating less, and I was losing weight. And at first, it was like, a lot more than 2 pounds a week. And as I started going down, I started dialing it back and, slowing it down to about 2 to 3 pounds a week. And once I got down to maybe about 140, I slowed it down to maybe a pound a week. And it was probably somewhere around 7 months or so. I had gone from 198 pounds all the way down to about 130 pounds, which translated, it was about 30% body fat when I started, maybe a little over 30%. And at my lowest, down at 130, I think I was at about 13% body fat. And since then, for a couple of months, I decided I was going to try to put on some weight and exercise. And I've been doing high resistance rowing and elliptical, and up to about 300 push-ups a day. And I'm doing that 5 days a week. And it's really not the best thing to do, to be putting on weight. I've been wanting to start lifting, but I was concerned about form. I didn't really know much about it. I've been looking at it lately, and I plan to start lifting in the near future. I'm actually back on a cut. I'm at about 143 pounds now. I decided I'm going to go back down to 130 before I start bulking up, because I already changed over my uniform pants at work, and I don't want to have to mess with that again for a while. So I'm going to get myself back down to 130. In the meantime, I'm going to practice form and get my form down on some main lifts. And once I'm down to 130, I'll start bulking up and trying to put on some muscle. Alright, moving along. Number 6. Saying no to things. I always said yes to pretty much anything. If someone wanted me to fix their computer or fix their phone, or they wanted me to come help them do something, or always yes. And I need to quit doing that. I would tell myself, oh, you're making a couple bucks, and it just ain't worth it. I spend a night fixing someone's computer. I spend my whole night doing it. I end up getting $100 out of the deal because I don't want to charge them any more than that, because I feel like it's not really worth any more than that. But at the same time, it is. It's my entire night, and I don't have a lot of time. And I decided I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'll give them the resources where they can figure out how to do it themselves. And if they're not motivated, then they're just going to have to find someone else to do it. Other things too. I know. I think the thing that kicked this off for me was someone told me they were going to give me some free Bose speakers. I was like, all right, that sounds pretty cool. I didn't really need them, but Bose is nice stuff. I figure, what the hell, I'll take them. I'm sure I'll come up with a use for them eventually. And I go to get them, and then it turns into this big ordeal where I'm tearing down all these different stereo systems out of this house that this guy's going to be selling. And it was a pain in my ass. Took me like 4 carloads my entire night. I didn't have anywhere to put any of this stuff. I had a couple weeks. I managed to get rid of a couple of the stereo systems. I gave the rest of it away to Goodwill. I didn't even keep the nice speakers. It was not worth my time. I should have just said no right off of the bat. I did say no to something else recently that I normally would have said yes. This guy wanted me to come to his house and take a bunch of video drone footage. And I said no because I know that, yeah, I could have went and it would have been a good place for me to fly my drone around and practice it. But then he'd have wanted to get specific shots, and I'd have had a hard time with it. It would have taken all my time. I'd have probably had to go out multiple days, and it would have turned into a chore. So I said, screw that. I don't have the time. I'm not messing with that. I appreciate the offer, but no thanks. And I'm glad I did. Anyways, moving along. Number 7, sleep. I've always been the kind of guy, I never got, 8 hours of sleep. On a work night, I'd be lucky to get, 6. Probably normally more like 5. But recently, since I started exercising and I've been planning to put on weight, I know that that's important, and that was one of the things that kick-started me into it. And I've been laying down. I haven't been getting 8 hours a night, but I've been laying in bed for 9 hours a night. I'm probably actually getting maybe 6 to 7 hours of sleep. On a good night, I'm probably getting 8. I'm working towards, improving my sleep and getting to bed the same time, even on weekends, to, try to help with that. And it's improved a lot. I'd like to get a better sleep tracker. Right now I'm using my phone, which isn't really that accurate. They make the wrist ones, but those things aren't even good at keeping track of your pulse, so I don't trust it to give me accurate numbers on REM sleep. There's some other stuff out there that uses wireless technologies, FM, and I forget what the other one is, but I need to look into that a little bit more and get myself a real good sleep tracker. I'm curious about my REM sleep. Anyways, moving along. Number 8, paying my bills on time. Back in the day, I was paycheck to paycheck, and I never had the money to pay my bills on time, and I would always pay them about 3 months late, after they got shut off. And as I started getting more money and more financially stable, I continued with that habit, even though I had plenty of money in the bank to pay the bills. And I was always afraid to set it up on auto pay because I was used to the days of, getting bounce check fees left and right. You buy like 10 things and 9 of them were $1 and the other one was $90. And, they'd all come out on the same day on your account, but the $90 would come out first. So you'd bounce 9 checks and they'd hit you with $30 late fees on overdraft fees on each one. And I was always afraid of that happening, even though I had plenty of money. And one day I realized this is silly. I've got the money. I set myself on auto bill pay on all my bills. And now I don't even have to think about it. I'm never late. I don't have to pay the late fees. I don't find my internet going out on me and then I got to spend an hour trying to hurry up and pay the bill and finish what I was trying to do. It makes things a hell of a lot easier, and I'm not wasting money on late payments. Alright, moving along. Number 9, hoarding. I used to be a real bad hoarder. I had so much crap, I wouldn't throw anything away. The last time I moved, probably about 10 years ago, I threw away 3/4 of my stuff just because I didn't even want to move it. It's like, screw this crap, I don't need it. And I kept some stuff. I didn't have time to go through everything, and I brought a lot of junk with me. And recently, I've been getting rid of all of that stuff. I probably got rid of at least 10 garbage bags worth of crap, including clothes that don't fit anymore, and electronic items that I had intended on selling, stuff like that. Stuff that just really wasn't worth it, $10, $15 items for the time it would take to sell it, and how much I'd make off it. It just wasn't worth it. So everything that was worth anything, I took to a thrift store. Anything that would have been hard to sell, I just threw it out. Alright, moving along. Number 10, last one. Number 10 is trying new things, putting myself in new situations, and getting outside my comfort zone. Getting new experiences under my belt. That's what the YouTube channel is all about. That's something I normally wouldn't do, putting myself out there. So that's it. That's 10 things about me. I encourage you to do a 10 things about you video. It doesn't have to be 10 things you improved about yourself. Just do 10 things about you. And I guess that's all for me this video. Take it easy.